3 months after the underground creative revolution began, I discovered something that changed everything about my past, present, and future. The message arrived on a Tuesday morning that started with coffee and ended with the revelation that the two men I had trusted most, Alexander and Thomas, were not just connected to my story by accident. They were brothers. And everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and betrayal was about to be rewritten by a truth so twisted it made fashion industry corruption look simple by comparison. The evidence arrived in a manila envelope slipped under my apartment door. No return address. No signature. Just photographs, documents, and DNA analysis that proved what should have been impossible. Alexander Volkov and Thomas Beaumont were the same person. Not metaphorically. Not spiritually. Literally the same individual, living dual identities with surgical precision. The facial recognition analysis showed bone structure matches. The DNA evidence proved genetic identity. The financial records revealed how one person had maintained 2 complete lives across multiple countries for over 5 years. I stared at the photographs comparing Alexander and Thomas. Same eyes, same hands, same unconscious gestures captured from different angles. The differences were superficial. Hair color, clothing style, accent, mannerisms. But underneath the performance, it was clearly the same man. The man I had loved. The man who had betrayed me. The man who had tried to save me. All the same person. "This is impossible," Marie said, studying the evidence with professional skepticism. "I've seen them in the same room. I've watched them interact." But as we examined the documentation more carefully, the impossibility became clear. Every interaction between Alexander and Thomas had been either through digital communication or carefully staged encounters where one identity appeared while the other was conveniently absent. The funeral footage showing Thomas mourning Alexander's death was particularly damning. High-resolution analysis revealed subtle padding, makeup techniques, and body language coaching that transformed one man into a convincing performance of grief for his own supposed demise. "He's been playing both sides of your entire story," I realized. "The investor and the friend. The villain and the hero. The man who destroyed you and the man who tried to save you." Understanding the dual identity recontextualized everything I thought I knew about my journey. Alexander hadn't just been my investor. He had been my emotional manipulator. Thomas hadn't just been my friend. He had been my psychological controller. Every conversation with Thomas about Alexander's betrayals had been carefully crafted manipulation. Every warning about dangers that Thomas provided had been preparation for obstacles that Alexander would create. The emotional support and romantic tension I felt with Thomas had been deliberately cultivated to make Alexander's business relationship more psychologically complex. "He created his own opposition," Marie said, working through the implications. "Made himself indispensable as both problem and solution." The sophistication was breathtaking. For 3 years, one person had maintained complete control over my emotional and professional life by being both the source of my trauma and the source of my comfort. I had never been choosing between different people or different paths. I had been choosing between different masks worn by the same manipulator. The romantic feelings I had developed for Thomas now felt like violations. Had those emotions been genuine responses to a real person, or manufactured reactions to carefully engineered psychological stimuli? Every moment of connection, every conversation, every feeling of trust or attraction, it was all performance designed to control your responses to situations he was creating. But the most disturbing revelation was temporal. The documents showed that the dual identity had been established before I ever received the scholarship to Paris. This hadn't been improvised manipulation in response to meeting me. This had been systematic psychological warfare planned and executed across years. While processing the personal betrayal, we had to consider the professional implications. If Alexander/Thomas had been manipulating my story